get started, man. But what is up, guys? Welcome to part 2 of looking at all of your guys' custom Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Let's get right into it because we've got so many cards to get into. So first off, we're going to take a look at this one, Negative Zone Creature Thanatos. It's got pretty good artwork. So it's 2 of 8 monsters, cannot be targeted by your opponent and or destroyed by card effects. Once during either player's turn, you attach one material from this card and negate all other cards on the field until your opponent's next end phase. When this card leaves the field, draw 1 card for each of those whose effect is negated. You can only use this effect once per turn. The effect of this card cannot be negated. Actually, not too bad. The fact that you get to draw. It does require duel. I don't know what category to go into. It's not like the most broken. It's definitely not the most unique. It is cool though. That one definitely is like a good custom Yu-Gi-Oh card, but I don't think it fits any of the archetypes. You can't see me. But anyways, next up we got Cosmo Kylo Ren. Cannot be special summoned except by the effect of Cosmo monster effect. During either player's turn, when a effect is activated, you can banish 1 Cosmo card from your deck, and if you do, negate the effect and banish that card. During your battle phase, if you face up Cosmo monster on your side of the field, you can attribute this card to target 1 Cosmo monster you control. Its attack is doubled, and it can attack directly but destroy at the end of the battle phase. If this card is attributed, you can target up to 2 Cosmo cards and add them to your hand. 2 of the banished ones. You can only control 1 of them. But the fact that you get to negate anything, yeah, the card's pretty broken, but like, I don't know. But anyways, let's go ahead. The synchro summon of this card cannot be negated. When this card is synchro summoned, banished. Oh, wait, what level was it? Because that's kind of important. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12. So it should be like for Yang Zings. Oh well, the most of them are a worm, but the other ones, yeah. And 1 more non-tuner dragon type monster. This card is unaffected by other card effects while on the field. The synchro summon of this card cannot be negated. When this card is synchro summoned, banished. Oh, wait, what level was it? Because that's kind of important. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12. So it should be like for Yang Zings. Oh well, the most of them are a worm, but the other ones, yeah. So once per turn, you can banish all other cards on the field. Then you can special summon 1 dragon type monster from your extra deck that has levels equal to the card destroyed by this effect, ignoring summoning condition. When this card leaves the field, you can banish this card. Both players banish all monsters in the deck. That's actually kind of cool. It's definitely pretty broken. But you still have to technically synchro summon it, so it's not the most broken card. It is pretty cool, but it's not a unique game mechanic either. Next up we have Can't Math. Activate when you think you can win this turn. Estimate the amount of damage you think you can do this turn. If that damage is greater than your opponent's remaining life points, reduce your opponent's life to total 1 because you probably estimated. I like this card. I think this card should be added into the custom card. Like that is definitely something we could add into the contest. Hold on, let me go grab that. I should have grabbed that. But where's that? I have the custom card list. Okay, so this one, I feel like this one we can add to the contenders for one of the tops. That's pretty good. I like it. Oh wow, dude! I like how it has Spellbook of Judgment. A very fair card, not broken. This card can only be used by winner. If this card, oh wait, hold on, you guys can't see it properly though. Let me like move it so you guys can see it properly. There we go. It's a Spellbook of Judgment if you guys didn't see it. But anyways, it says a very fair card. If this card in your possession or in your trade binder, you can reveal this card to win the match. This effect can be used during either player's turn. Nothing can be activated in response to this card's activation, not even the judge. The activation of this card can also cannot be negated or prevented. If there are cards presently that prevent this card's activation, they are immediately destroyed in real life. This card is also unaffected by the Konami ban list and only can be used by you. It's pretty good. Okay, hold on. I want to say, hold on. Yeah, that. I feel like this is good. It can't even be unaffected by the ban list. I think we have one of the more broken cards in the game. This is good. I like this. We're adding it to the category of most broken cards, definitely. So I want to add this one to most broken. We're adding that one to the most broken one. The last one was in the category of funny. I like that one. Because it was like estimate the amount of damage. Because like we've all been there where we accidentally mess up on that. I want to see this guy's from like what is that, like Romance of the Something Kingdoms or some PS2 game. So Super Heavyweight Samurai Ieyasu. So 2 level 5s. This card can attack while in face-up defense position. If it does, apply its defense. Okay, and then once per turn, during either player's turn, when a card effect is activated by your opponent and there's no spell and trap cards in your graveyard, catch one material from this card to negate all card effects that target Super Heavyweight Samurai for the rest of the turn. Then we have, oh crap, this text, this is what hurts my eyes, guys. Okay. This was supposed to summon by using Super Heavyweight Samurai and Super Heavyweight Synchro. Okay. You don't use Poly, and then can't be special summoned by other ways, can't be destroyed, targeted, can attack face up defense position if it does. Okay. This card leaves the field, choose 2 of your banished monsters, special summon them. Then move the second monster to your hand once per turn during either player's battle phase. When your opponent monster declares an attack on your monsters, if there's no spell and trap cards in your graveyard, you can double this card's defense and make that attack to this target. So it's 9,000. Okay, that's pretty interesting. It almost looks like the face was photoshopped on the other one. Next up, oh, okay, so I think we already clicked on that one. We have Cyframe Overclocking. Once per turn during your standby phase, you may pay 400 life points to add 1 Cyframe tuner monster from your deck to your hand. Control a Cyframe Lord monster to activate this effect. During either player's turn, you accept the turn this card is activated and sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard to add 1 Cyframe card from your deck to your hand. That seems like it would be like a real legit card. But that's pretty cool. Pot of Donald Trump. Wow, it's a vanilla. It's a divine beast. Inflicted damage results in a no-scope 360 OTK if the opponent laughs, you lose the game. I don't understand why there's like green things. His attack is swag, his defense is bad. Wow, dude. Pretty good. The Great Giant Rat. When this card is destroyed by battle or by card effect and sent to the graveyard, you may special summon 1 Earth monster, 15 or less attack from your deck. If this card was special summoned from the deck, a monster effect, this card gains 1,000 attack and defense for the following effect. Whenever a monster you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you may special summon 1 Earth monster. Okay, it's like, reminds me of like Giant Rat. Oh, this one looks like it's got a pretty good artwork. Let's move this over here so you guys can see it a little bit better. So it's Raspata, the Ultimate, the Eve of Creation. Oh, I like that artwork. Probably from some anime though. As long as the card is activated in one of your pendulum zones, you can pendulum summon monsters from your hand, the extract, and the graveyard. Pendulum summon monsters are unaffected by your opponent's monster effects. Once per turn, either player's turn, you can tribute this card to destroy all cards on the field. Place them face up in the extract afterwards, even if they aren't pendulum cards. Well, that's pretty good. So to summon it, it requires 3 level 8 pendulum monsters. Can only be XYZ summoned as long as you control a full pendulum scale. This card is unaffected by opponent card effects as long as the card is face up on your side of the field. Your opponent cannot special summon monsters from his hand or his extra deck. Once per either player's turn, you can detach 1 material from the card to special summon a monster from your graveyard or your extra deck, ignoring the summoning conditions afterwards. Inflict 100 damage to your opponent times level / ring of the summon mod. He meant rank, but that's a pretty cool card. I like it. It's a little bit broken, but it's not. It's the other card is called like not broken. Yeah, I think the card is pretty cool. All right, but let's continue on. Looking at more of the oh dang, this guy's got. Holy crap! This guy submitted like 69 cards. Okay, well whatever. We're going through them all. Let's just open up a bunch and. Come on. Broken or unique. Oh, funny / broken. Alright. I don't think that he put the gallery, so that should have that one in it anyways. Alright, let's go over some more cards. Salt Mode Engage. This card's activation cannot be negated. While this card is face up on the field, you can add twice per turn 1 Forbidden One, 1 Final Countdown, 1 Self-Destruct button, or 1 Victory Dragon from your deck or graveyard to your hand. In addition, once per turn, you send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard to automatically win the best out of 2 to 3 games. GG no re. Also, this card will face up on the field negates the effect of all admins on Dueling Network. I got sure, why not? It only adds twice per turn. It doesn't let you win the game though. In addition, you can send it though. It has to hit the grave, though. If it doesn't hit the grave, it's not as broken as the other card. The other card is still more broken. Broken card. What? Actually a broken card. Alright, this card's activation cannot be negated. Flip a coin. If a coin lands on heads, you win the match. If tails, your opponent loses the duel. That's pretty good. But the other card, he thought outside of the box and decided it was unaffected by the ban list. That makes it more broken. Broken card number 3. Hacks effect. When this card is summoned, banish all cards on your opponent's field and in their hand, ignoring their effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during your turn except for when you face you. Alright, so you can activate this card for hand. All effects are activated for the rest of the duel and negates all effects currently on your opponent's side of the field. Your opponent cannot activate effects. Yeah, again, it's still not as good. The other one is unaffected by the ban list. Bandit Camp. It looks like some like cover to like some book that you'd have to read in like high school or something. Bandit Camp. Bandit monster you control gain 400 attack. If a bandit monster is summoned, you can target one card in the field, shuffle that target into the deck. If a bandit monster is returned to the deck, add bandit cards equal to the amount of monsters returned. Okay, that's a really good card. It's not broken. It's a little bit unique, but all I know of is like Curried Bandit. It's a pretty good card though, for sure. Next up, we got Bandit Saloon. If a bandit monster, oh, he made like a full archetype. Oh, okay. If a bandit monster is summoned, you can special summon one Saloon token with 19 defense, up to number of bandit monsters, some defense. But if a bandit monster is returned to the deck, draw a card for each bandit monster return. Okay, I think this guy just like made his own archetype. Odds against the bandit. Shuffle all bandit monsters on the field into the deck. Then special summon one bandit monster from your deck. If this set card is destroyed, shuffle one monster. So it's all about just shuffling. Okay. Bandit Gunsmith. This card is summoned. You can special one bandit monster from your graveyard. During the end phase, this card is summoned. Shuffle this card from your field or graveyard into the deck. Dark Bandit. If this card is summoned, you can add one bandit card from your deck to your hand. During the end phase, this card was summoned. Shuffle this card from. Okay. It's kind of interesting that all shuffle. I think it's a cool archetype for sure. Like this guy went through a lot of effort, man. This card is normal summon. You can normal summon an additional monster or set. Once printing, shuffle one face-up bandit card you control in the deck. Then set a bandit spell card. During the end phase, you gotta shuffle it back. Okay. Once per turn, you can shuffle one face-up monster you control into the deck. Then target a bandit monster you control. It can attack twice. It cannot be destroyed by battle, and then shuffle it back. Okay. Possessed Bandit. Once per turn, you can shuffle one card in your opponent's hand and one card in your side field into the deck. During the end phase, this card is summoned. Okay. Interesting. Oh, Sniper, here we go. It requires one tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. You can shuffle one bandit monster from your graveyard into the deck to banish one card in the field. Bandit monster shuffle into the deck and inflict 800 damage to your opponent for each bandit monster shuffle into the deck. What level is that? Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't check which ones were tuners. Then we have Sheriff. So bandit card shuffle in the deck, double this card's attack until the end phase of this turn. Once per turn, the player's turn, if a card or effect is activated, you can shuffle one bandit monster from your graveyard into the deck, negate the activation of the card, and then shuffle that negated card into the deck. Frog the Jammer, alright. Banish all cards your opponent controls and the top 25 cards of their deck face down. Your opponent cannot respond to this card's activation, and all effects are negated until the end of the turn.
Hello! My name is Jamal.
Oh, Jamal!
Every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes.
That important message.
Together we can
stop this!
Please spread the word.
Thank you for it, y'all. Thanks, Time Master, for subbing, man. Let's go ahead and get that Beyblade Ripper and say rip peace to that monies, man. Thanks for the sub. I really do appreciate it, man. Alright, but on with the Frog Jammer. So you banish the top 25 cards, and then your opponent can't respond to this card's activation, and all effects are negated until the end of your turn. You can only activate this. You can only activate this card if you control the face-up Frog the Jam monster, except for Frog the Jam. Dang. It's like you gotta have Frog the Jam, but you can't control. What the heck? I don't even know how that works. That's pretty good though. I like that one. I feel like that one might be a contender for like the funniest, because like it's true though. Like, you know, we have a lot of these Frog to Jams. I'll add that one. Hanzo. Oh, what's that arc? That looks like what was the game? Chaos Legion. That's what it's from. It looks like a fanfic like artwork. But anyways, its name is Hanzo the Legendary Swordsman. 3 or more, max 5. Well, you can only have 5 monsters, but okay. Warriors of the same level. This can also be exploited summoned by using monsters from your graveyard as material. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can banish one warrior type monster from your hand or graveyard to negate the activation of a spell, trap, or monster effect, and if you do, shuffle it back into the deck. Once per turn during either player's main phase, you can detach one material from this card. Warrior type monsters are unaffected by card effects. This card gain attack equal to the attack of all monsters used to exploit summon this card. When this card leaves the field, you can banish the card from your graveyard for summon any monsters, warrior type monsters, ignoring their summoning conditions, and if you do, lose 1,000 for each. I can't just you lose 1,000. 1,000 for each. Orceon, the Melodous Diva. You can only use the first and second effect of it once per turn. When this card is special summon, draw a card. This card was used for the fusion material for the fusion summon of a Melodous monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon one Melodous fusion monster from your extra deck and when you summon conditions. That's kind of a cool card. And he's got another card. Melodous, what is that? Resonance? This card cannot be negated. Fusion summon a Melodous fusion monster from your extra deck by using any number of Melodous monsters you control or in your hand as fusion materials. And then fusion monster summoned by this card cannot be destroyed by spell and trap effects the turn. You activate this card. Monsters your opponent controls lose half the card. That's not bad. Cyber Angel Witch, so it's a fairy. What's level 4? You can only use the first and second effect of it once per turn. When this card is summoned, special summon one level 6 or lower light attribute fairy warrior. Fairy / warrior? That doesn't even make any sense. From your graveyard. Well, fairy or warrior, I think is what it meant to say. I thought you meant fairy / warrior. Like, we don't got fairy warriors yet. We have beast warriors. But anyways, during the turn you would ritual summon one Cyber Angel. Ritual monster, you can use this card as the entire requirement. Oh, maybe that's I want to say that's like an anime card already. Next up, we got Gaga Synchron Grill. So this card is treated as Gaga Grill. If you control a spellcaster type monster, you can spell summon this card from your hand, and if you do, this card's level becomes the monster's level. Spellcaster type and Necros monsters you control can be targeted by card effects once per turn. If you can attribute one toon or one toon shadow or ritual monster you control with a W to special summon one level 3 or lower pendulum monster from your deck, and if you do, add one level 4 fairy type monster from your deck to your hand. I feel like people were just making cards that they wanted to make. I don't know. Maybe they didn't understand. I mean, feel free, I guess, to do that. But I don't feel like this card's broken or funny enough or unique. But it's cool. It got cool artwork, but I don't think he drew it anyways. Then we have Gradas, the Pendulum Slayer. This card can be normal summoned by using... I think that's a Digimon, isn't it? A straight up a Digimon. There are no Gaga tuners. Oh, I guess this one will count as a tuner now, right? So we got Gragus, the Divine Pendulum Slayer. This card can be ritual summoned by using monster levels 9 or more. This card must be supposed to from your hand between one ritual or one fusion monster you control with a W. I don't know. I want to say this guy maybe is foreign, but one X-Wizard Synchro monster and one Pendulum monster you control. Your opponent cannot pendulum summon on any pendulum monster sent into the extra is banished. Unaffected by monster effects and unaffected by spell and trap effects that do not target this card. This card inflicts piercing. Your opponent can only special summon 2 times per turn. Okay. Then we got Rigas, the Summoner of Legends over here. We got you can only ritual summon this card by sending one advanced ritual or any Necros ritual card from your hand to the graveyard. This card is ritual summoned. You can special summon one level 1 pendulum monster from your deck. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points to special summon one Gaga or Synchron monster from your hand or graveyard, and if you do, draw 1 card. While this ritual summon card is in your graveyard, you can Synchro or XYZ summon monster during your opponent's turn. That's kind of cool. Like, I like the Synchro effect. Interesting, but not broken enough for me. We have Sellout. Activate this if you're playing against Slaydra. Pay him $69. You win. Oh, dude, I like that card. That's a really good card. I don't totally worth, man. Totally worth. Lockdown. The turn player cannot special summon this turn, but is able to normal summon such stuff twice. Not broken. Not broken enough, not funny enough, not unique enough. Fire trap hole. When your opponent summons a monster or monsters, make the summon if you do banish it, then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the monster's banish. I feel like it's a little bit too good, but I feel like if it had the effect when your opponent like pendulum summoned and then it like destroyed them, I banished them all and then they took damage, that'd be a good card. It'd be super good against pendulum decks. Super good. Super good. And next we have, it has like Exodia on like coffee cups. You can only activate this card during your opponent's standby phase. If you control a forbidden card, gains the following effect. Can't be destroyed by battle by card effect. Your opponent controls more cards in the field. Destroy them, and then the owner can draw up to the number of cards destroyed by this effect. I like how it's forbidden coffee. That's kind of cool art, but I'm pretty sure he didn't make that. I think that's actually photoshopped. But next up we got It's a Trap. Wow, dude. No, those are just the knees. I thought I was like, dude, you just showed the boobs, man. They're their knees. The girls are on their knees. Alright. After one of the effects, when you notice your woman has a longer schlong than you, Catalina, kill yourself, become the woman in the relationship. Pretty good. Blue Eyes Legend Dragon. So, cannot be normal summon, must be special summon from your hand by banishing 3 monsters whose original names are Blue Eyes White Dragon, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Special summon this card can't be negated. When this card is successfully special summoned, you can banish this card and 1 more card in your graveyard to banish every card in your opponent's field and hand. Inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card banished by this effect, and if you do special summon 1 monster banished by this effect, and if you do, your opponent skips their next draw phase, this effect cannot be negated. It's pretty good. Still not broken enough. Baby, no. This card is activated. Your opponent must sing the Justin Bieber song Baby, and if they do this correctly, they win the duel. If they don't, they lose the 100 life. Only 100 life points. I like how it looks like he's really derpy. Pretty good indeed. Alright, so more cards. Notice you. Okay, hello, you've been noticed, man. Most broken. Okay, but triple nipple. Alright, we got triple right there. Oops, no. Okay. This one. Dude, how many of these cards do we have to... Well, we did technically start from the top last time. We got like halfway through. So I'd say we're like 25% of the way done on like the bottom half. Angela Merkel. I have no idea who she is. Probably some like political person. I don't know nothing about this. Alright, so Angela Merkel. When this card is summoned, just discard all cards in your hand. And draw and special summon up to 10 immigrant tokens on both sides of the field. Okay, 1,000. Oh no, it's 100. It's pretty interesting. It's a Illuminati ritual tuner. Slaydra, when you play this card anytime you win the World Championship. It's pretty good, but its summon can be negated. The Sacred Weed Wizard 420. It's a Divine Beast. It's Gandalf. Like, how he didn't even remove the 9 gag on it. That almost wins on its own. Anyways, can be special summoned by the Blaze Shuffle Ritual and by sending all your brain cells to the graveyard. When this card is summoned, your opponent can activate any cards or effects for the rest of the turn. Once per turn, you can blow up your opponent's field, and you can smoke and blunt, and special summon as many Snoop Doggy Dog tokens as possible. Level 6 Light Fairy 3000 3000. This card attack becomes over 9,000 during the battle phase only. So what is over 9,000? Just I know it's got 424. Gandalf, that's pretty good though. I like that one. Mistrial. You can only use the effect of Mistrial in advanced format duel. Name a forbidden spell card. Place a copy from the outside of the game into your deck. Then shuffle your deck. You must play that card this duel as if it wasn't forbidden. It's a really unique card. If you made it so you had to like discard 2 cards or something, I would have put it in a category of more unique cards. But it's not very balanced and it's not broken enough. Cthulhu. Again, 1,000 attack. Oh, it's got like a bunch of stars. It's like a tribute 2 or 3. Let's see. So gain 1,000 attack and defense for each dark or fiend monster in the grave. Can be special summoned from the hand by trading 3 monsters on the field. 3? Wait, it said 3 monsters on the field. 3. What? Okay. Deal damage randomly split between the opponent and his or her monsters equal to this card's attack. It's very interesting. Bailey J, wow, okay, destroy all straight monsters. Special 1 Bailey J token with 600 health and 900 defense and defense push. While Bailey J token is on the field, all straight monsters are banished when they are destroyed. Pretty good, pretty good. I like it. Doomsday, I thought he was supposed to be like the most powerful card. But anyways, Doomsday Dragon. Cannot be normal summoned. Must be special summoned by banishing all monsters on your side of the field. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. Card effects during the main phase. Place 1 Doomsday counter on this card. When this card has 12 Doomsday counters, you win the duel. Can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. You can just bounce this card back. It's cool. It's kind of unique. But you could just summon 1 monster. It is really good though, definitely. Doomsday's not bad at all. Battle Hierarchy, it's got like dinosaurs riding dinosaurs! During the battle phase, the turn player can only declare an attack in the order of the highest level monsters to lowest level monsters. Highest attack to lowest attack. If there is a tie, it must choose its attack target in the order of the highest... Dude, that card's too hard to read, dude. I'm 12. Its highest attack in order of the highest leveled monster to the lowest leveled monster, highest attack to lowest attack if there's a tie. What? I am 12, that's too confusing for me. Blue Peeps, Whitey Dragon. Yo, this here legendary Blue Eyes, a powerful engine of destruction, rich and invincible. Very few Scots face this fat creature ain't lived to tell. Dawn, make me come over there. I don't know, man. Zoinks, you took in the wrong turn. Wait, is this gonna... Oh, it looks like that link broke. Ray Raptor Assault Pigeon. Oh, that's a pretty good artwork there. When this card is summoned, all monsters you control give 500 attack. This card is in your graveyard. You can target 1 Raid Raptor monster. One Raid Raptor XYZ monster you control. Attach this card to it as material. Then you can special summon from your action deck 1 Raid Raptor monster that has a higher rank than that target. By using that target as material, this special summon is treated as XYZ summon. And then they get attached to it. You can only use each effect of it once per turn. That's interesting. That's interesting. Brokeback Magician. Wow. Okay, hold on. This could get interesting. I think click that on twice. Alright, Brokeback Magician. When this card is activated, add 1 equipped spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand once per turn. Yeah, I'm tired already. Once per turn, if this card is on the field spell zone, you can equip this card to a monster on the field. You can send this card to the graveyard and then target up to 2 cards in your graveyard, shuffle them to the deck, and draw 1 card for each turn. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle this card and 1 other card in your graveyard into the deck, then draw a card. I don't know. I like how it says Brokeback Magicians, but that clearly looks like a grill and a guy. But anyways, Shafter's Legend. I don't know who Shafter's is. But anyways, once per turn, roll a 6-sided die and apply the result. You win the duel, pick a random card from your opponent's hand and rip it. Half your life points. This card can attack your opponent directly. Skip your opponent's next 3 draw phases. Wow, 3 draw phases. Your opponent calls you awesome or his field is destroyed. This fight cannot be it. Okay. Asia Dice the Dream. You can activate this card from your deck to tell your opponent how broken your deck is. Your opponent cannot activate card effects in response to this card's activation unless they let you draw 5 cards. If this card is activated, both players have to pause and start to watch the Lolly Hentai 10 IGN. After this session, the player who returns to the game first can draw 2 cards. The player who returns second has to mill the top 2 cards of his deck, but gains 1,000 life points and pizza because he had the time to make one. Kappa. Okay. Tales of Lore Creator. Pay 100 life points per effect. You can summon 1 odd-eyes entity, or you can summon all of them. Okay. And you can make all old entity, elder, and outer entity unaffected by your opponent's card for the rest of the turn. You can make all the outer entity and elders attack your opponents directly, and if this card is negated or destroyed, you can pay half your life points to stop your opponent from activating more cards this turn. Add a Tales of Lore Creator from your deck. Okay, that's a pretty interesting card. That's pretty good. Donald Trump! Hitler plus Osama bin Laden. Wow. This card is summoned, supposed to summon Hitler and Osama bin Laden and 2 tall wall tokens. Set wall tokens to defense and destroy all Mexican ISIS monsters on the field. So, I I don't know, since we didn't have those other cards, I feel like this is like impossible to get out. You should have worked more on the wall effect though. I should have said Labyrinth Wall. If you put summoned Labyrinth Wall, that would have been pretty good indeed. MLG 360 no scope. If you have a Snoop Dogg, Doritos, Mountain G, and Op on your side of the field, you can supposed summon this card. If this card is supposed to summon, you can destroy all of your opponent's cards on the field. I think Judge of Dragon is still better, but yeah, because like that requires very specific ones, and they have to be on your side of the field. Next up, we have an interesting looking card. It's the Cyber Dragon Rift. Hiller's pretty OP. Is he? I haven't seen that card, but Cyber Dragon Rift. Once per turn, you can discard one card, add one Power Bond or Overload Fusion from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, if this card you control is sent to the graveyard, you get to target one machine type monster in your graveyard except for this card. Supposed to summon it. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon. They're a pretty balanced card. Doesn't seem like it's like too OP or anything like that. Okay, wait. Did we click on the frog support? Oh, okay, we got that boy over there. Alright, check out more of these custom cards, man. Custom card. Wait, why do you guys think Immigrant response to me? I wish, dude. I wish. I love this website. Gazzo, we ain't clicking on no Gazzo. It doesn't even seem trustworthy, man. I like this website because it's clean. It doesn't have like pop-ups. It's a really nice like site. I like it a lot. I've got that one. Click on that one. That one. That one. And so pretty much once we get to half, we'll be seeing some like the same cards again. Unique card. Oh, that one even got thumbs up. I like how people probably thumbs up their own cards. All right, let's check out some more cards. Here come that boy. Oh, what up? Alright, so Treeborn Frog and Frog the GM must be fusion some other ways. Oh, what up? Oh, wow. I don't understand this meme, really. Gazzo's legit. I said also on Ember. I don't know how hard it is to follow the directions. But anyways, Twin Kings of Trauma. So by discarding one card from either player's hand, you can spell summon this card from your hand or deck. You can banish a monsters from either player's side of the field, hand or deck. You ever dispose summon up to 3 synchro monsters from your extra deck. Ignoring its summoning conditions, this spell summon is treated as a synchro summon. This card's attack and defense are equal to the combined attack and defense of special summon monsters are unaffected by your opponent's card effects. That's really good. I like how you discard a card from your opponent's hand. It's not balanced, but it's not broken enough. Konami, the Forbitter God. So, Corporation Sex Machine Effect. This card is not considered a monster card and is unaffected by both card effects. This card can only be added from your deck to your hand by boom, bandless, and now that I have your granny's pension, I also touched your mom's cards. You reveal this card in your hand, declare any number of cards names, add them to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden/limited list. Then you can call the Haunted Head Judge and make your opponent be executed from the match. This effect activation cannot be negated. Your opponent cannot change card effects to this card's activation. Why don't I read Twitch chat? I'm trying to read these cards. There's we gotta go through a lot of cards, guys. So I'm trying to go through these as quickly as possible. There's like a lot of submissions. I don't even know how many. Snoop Dogg Wannabe Fusion Effect. When this card is summoned, tell your opponents to go F themselves because this card is too good. All woobs get banished to the Weeaboo realm for 6 months so they can binge watch Boku no Pico. If you're really this confident, you can toss coin heads, KYS, tails, KYS. Wow. The fate, it's Fat Eyes 420 Twinkie Dragon. I don't know. Alright, next are Street Rules. You can search your opponent's deck for any card that they own and take it for yourself. If your opponent now has less than 40 in their main deck, they're disqualified from the tournament. This card cannot be used while your opponent looks like he would beat your ass into another damage. I like that. That's kind of funny. I want to add that into the funny card category, so I'm going to add that to the funny card category. Alright. Next up, Elemental Hero Not Stratos. You can only use the first effect as Elemental Hero Not Stratos you want. If your opponent is playing you, you can special summon this card from your hand, deck, or graveyard, or card binder. When this card is supposed to summon to your side of the field, you can add 1 Stratos from your deck to your ban list. While this card is face up on your side of the field, for each $5 you send to Konami, they can negate the summon or effect of any card your opponent uses. Oh, that's not bad, not bad. Alright, more cards. Alright, the Phoenix 2 fire warrior type monsters must be first exceed summoned by using the above materials. This card cannot be destroyed by battle, and this card is unaffected by card effects while it has XYZ material. When this card battles, the opposing monster loses 1,000 attack and defense during damage calculation. Once per turn, you can detach material from this card. All monsters your opponent controls on the field and that are unaffected by card effects are destroyed, ignoring their effects, and other card effects your opponent controls are negated. This monster effect cannot be negated. During your end phase, you can pay 500 life points to attach one fire type monster from your graveyard to this card's material. Again, I don't know. I feel like people just want to make their own cards. Corlias, the ultimate Lord of Fire. Dang, what's up with you guys adding like 3 paragraphs to like a card, even though it's 1 paragraph? Can't be normal summoned except by revealing Lord of Fire card in your hand to your opponent, and it cannot be summoned by other ways. Summon of this can't be negated. This card is supposed to summon by that effect. Players shuffle all cards from their field, hand, and graveyard in banished zone back to their deck. Your opponent takes damage equal to the number of cards shuffled by this effect into both players, or whatever card times 500. This card gains attack equal to the difference with the Z between the life points and both players during both players' turn. When a card is activated or a monster is summoned or set, a card from your deck to the grave, negate the activation and destroy this card. This card's effect is unaffected by other card effect except for Lord of Fire cards. When this card is destroyed by battle, add 1 Lord of Fire form deck to your hand. Pretty interesting, pretty interesting. They're really hard to see if you guys can't tell, for like, even for me. Like, I have pretty good eyesight too. Your opponent cannot respond to this card's activation, and all effects are negated until the end of this turn. The owner's turn time increases by 24 hours. The owner of this card must travel around the world completely and return back to where the game was held. If completed before the time limit runs out, the owner wins the game. And bring this card with you. The airfare will be handled and paid for by the Industrial Illusions. This card will be stamped out after the game is completed. After stamped, the benefits of this card will be null and void. Interesting. Number 0, Infinity. It's a God XYZ card. Can't be special summoned. You can only special summon this card from your extra deck if you pass the 100th turn of the duel. Once per turn, activate this effect. Give one player life points up to like 1,000,000. Banish all spell and trap cards on the field and in the graveyard. And if you do, you can use the effect of the one you banned. What? Summon a monster from your or the enemy graveyard on your side. It gains attack and defense equal to its level times 100. This card is unaffected by any effect and cannot be destroyed by battle. This card battles an opponent's monster. It gets destroyed, and this card gains attack and defense equal to the destroyed monster's attack and defense. Interesting. Lamb Chop, sing along. Alright. When this card is activated, both players must start singing the rendition of the song that never ends from the TV show Lamb Chop's Play Along. The first duelist to be unable to continue singing automatically loses the match. Pretty good, pretty good. Oh my gosh, there's too many cards. Tune Stardust Dragon. Alright, so it's 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner Toon monster. You can treat any Toon monster as a tuner for the synchro summon on this card. Cannot attack during the turn it's summoned. If your opponent does not control a Toon monster, attacks directly. If a card or effect is activated that will destroy cards on the field, you can negate that effect and return the card to the deck. You can only activate this effect once per turn. It's not too bad. Hope for Stratos quick play. If you have an Elemental Stratos in your deck box, you can show it to your opponent and special summon it, but return it to the deck box when it leaves the field. You can only activate this card once per duel. Pop Down Trouble, I think we already looked at it. I think some people post their stuff twice. Flavors, it's Lee Ibn Maymay XD. Flavors, so many. Salty, you choose. 1 Phoenix Chain plus Petal Fin. This card is summon, attach all cards your opponent controls as material. During either player's turn, if a card or effect is activated, you detach 1 material from this card, negate the card, and attach it to your XYZ material. Once per turn, you detach 2 materials your opponent shuffles his deck. I don't understand if that's from like something else or what. God is a ban word you get. Yeah. Slaydra, why is that a cat? God effect can only be normal summon when Slaydra is salty AF and cannot be summoned by other ways. This card is a normal summon. Flip the table, slap your opponent in the face and tell him he is bad, then leave. If you do, you win the duel. Activate this effect only when this card is normal summon, and this effect / the summon of this card cannot be negated. Shokugegu no Azneyes. Oh my gosh, the text. Again, man, after this card declare a Shoku Kogeki, your opponent must choose one of the two options. Accept the challenge, throw their deck into the Shadow Realm. If the player chooses to activate this card, Konami will provide 3 judges and all the ingredients. The player who activated this card wins the Shokugeki. If you win the match, locals, regionals, YCS, Worlds, WCQ. If your opponent wins, he must be a Trump supporter, so build a Kwakimiro wall around him. Win all judges foodgasms as a result of the Shokugeki, you win the Shokugeki. If the player chooses to throw his deck into the Shadow Realm, the player must jump after his cards but will win the match. After leaks, announcements, and resolution, this card cannot be banned / limited, semi-limited, but can go to 40 copies per deck. No, it's like I said, it's probably from a lot of this stuff is probably zooming in won't help when the text is really bad quality though. Just business. I like how he's just like smashing the guy's hands. Smashing! Offer your opponent a handshake of a lifetime. If he or she denies your handshake, you win the duel. If they agree, flip a coin. If the result is heads, take control of your opponent's deck. If the result is tails, Exodia, obliterate. Okay, do nothing. Oh, dang, it's not one of these tiny cards. Use this card. You can add the card to your hand at the start of the duel. You can activate this. You can activate this from your hand during either player's turn, and when you're not in a duel. This card's activation effects cannot be negated. When you activate this card, do absolutely nothing, then apply these effects in sequence. You win the duel, you win the locals, regionals, ARG, YCS. Every time you win the YCS, you will see the $1,000 cash prize and in a life-size version of your favorite card. Your own customized mat, copyright free, and you can get to free Stratos and decide over the next ban list. This card cannot be banned. I can't do nothing. So I'm gonna run a run link. Win all the games. During your standby phase, you can add this card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. This card is active, you win the match. Your opponent cannot request a rematch. This card in your hand, deck or field. When this card is in your hand, deck or field, all effects on your opponent's side of the field. I mean, that's actually not bad. That's probably a pretty broken card. We'll go ahead and add that to the broken card list. But it has to be during the standby phase. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not the. I feel like that other card is more broken because it's unaffected by the ban list. Cosmo Emergency Support. Let's check out this card. Anyways, if a card drawn by this effect of Cosmo monsters, you can special summon them, then take 500 points of damage for each monster summoned by this effect. Also, the monsters are destroyed during the end phase. When this card is activated, draw 2 cards.
You won! Congratulations! You won!
Congratulations, you won. And during the start of your main phase, you can banish any number of Cosmo monsters from your hand or graveyard, and then draw an equal number of cards. Okay. I'll tear out Neuros. So it looks like it's got pretty cool artwork. I don't know what anime that's from. This card can count it as any tribute for the fusion summon of a hero monster. You can substitute this card for any fusion monster for the fusion summon of a hero monster. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 hero monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. I think we actually already read that one last time. Ready to rumble! Once per turn, the player can ask the thumb wrestle the other player. If the player refuses, that player must banish the top 5 cards from his deck face down. The winner draws 2 cards. Loser removes the top 2 cards of the deck, and if this card is removed from the field, both players must banish the top 10 cards of their deck face down. Okay. The boss monster victory effect. At the start of the duel, during either player's turn, you can search this card up from your deck, side deck, extra deck, banner zone, and graveyard. Field Zone and Pendulum Zone, Spell and Trap Zone, Binder or Field, and play this card whenever you want. At this time, your opponent loses the match, and any rematch issue, no card effects, ban lists, or outer influence, not even a judge, can prevent this card's activation. The card is always activated until your opponent rage quits. That's actually pretty broken. We definitely have to add into the broken card category. Alright, next up. Oh, we got another one of these. We gotta move it to this side so you guys can actually see it properly. Alright, so Bound of Bonds. Offer your opponent a handshake. If they choose to accept, reduce your and their life points to 0. The duel will end in a tie. If you have unity in your hand, show it to your opponent. They must accept the handshake. That's okay. The Evolution. Alright. Is a Divine Beast. No, it's really tiny again. Alright, this card acquires 2 more monsters at the same level. This card's special summon cannot be negated. If this card is special summoned, destroy all cards on your opponent's field cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage from battles involving this card. This card is unaffected by card effects, cannot be attributed, banished during either player's turn. You can negate up to 3 card effects per turn. Once per turn, special summon any monster from your deck, extra deck, in graveyard, or banish zone, ignoring summoning conditions. If this card has no materials, attach 2 cards from your opponent's deck to this card as material. Cards and effects cannot be activated to this card's effect, nor can they be activated. Sorry, the text is really small, and I lose track sometimes of like where I've stopped. Beaver King. Oh, we actually read that one already. And then we have Ultimate Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. This card is unaffected by your opponent's card effects and can be attributed by your opponent. If this card has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon's material, it gains attack equals to all the XYZ materials. You can detach 1 material from this card. Detach all of your opponent's XYZ material. For each material detached, gains 15 under attack and 1 extra attack. If you do, you control 1 Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. It gains 3 more attacks. I don't know why you need to have 3 attacks. It's got 9,000 attack, but that is a lot. That is a ton of stuff, man. But thanks for all you guys that submitted your cards. We'll have to continue this in like another part, but because I'm getting kind of thirsty here. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab that time frame and call it. So those are the cards that we're gonna be checking out right now.